Wednesday, everyone. So we're back with the painting that we started together last Wednesday, and it's a 16 by 20 gallery wrapped canvas. I've done book pages and gesso as like a base layer, and then I went in and just put some marks down with color pencils, watercolor pencils, and then I just kind of put some paint on with the paint scraper, and that's where we're at right now. So today is going to be all about making marks and getting some different textures on the canvas, and kind of creating a little depth. I'm also going in with my blues and neutrals to pull back on the darkness of the green, and then so it's all going to be about making marks on here and adding a little depth today. So let's get started. So I'm going to start out with just a colored pencil that's in blue, and I'm just going to basically how we started last week and just kind of making marks on the canvas just all over. Just want to break it up, get back into the flow, warm up a little bit. And these don't have to be specific shapes. I'm basically just scribbling different patterns and circles. So I made this handy, pretty cool tool. So I have some bubble wrap, and it's just on a paint roller. I have it taped to the paint roller, so I'm going to use this to kind of create some marks. So first I'm going to go in, this is unbleached titanium matte, and I'm just going to put some of that paint on my, just kind of painting it on. So I can roll it out onto the canvas. Just add some more as I go. And I'm not really looking for this to be like the pattern coming out perfectly. I'm just kind of wanted to make the marks on there. Just to get that layer of different marks on there. Like I said, I want to go around the entire painting on the sides too. I'm gonna make sure I get some of this on the sides. It just makes it to where the painting looks like it just keeps going, and I like that because I don't plan to frame this. I want to make sure the pattern keeps going. So you're not just left with random bits on the side that aren't finished, or it makes it look like it's not finished. So this part, I have my stencils. I have a couple of different stencils, and I'm just going to be using them to make some marks on the background. And I mean, they may get covered up, they may not, you know, but each layer adds interest and depth to the painting. So none of the layers are just there for nothing. So I like to add as many layers as possible, just to give it some interest and depth and creativity. So that's what these are for. And I'm going to go in with this is Indian Grown Blue from Nova Color. And again, I will have all of the supplies that I use and all of the colors, color palettes listed in the blog post, and that will be linked in the description box below. So I'm just going to go in with, I have just a sponge, and I'm just patting this in, dabbing it on. I did get the sponge a little wet before I started doing this. You don't have to. I just do sometimes just to make it a little bit more watery looking. It's okay if, you know, you pick it up and it's ran a little bit underneath, that's fine. This is just to add some marks and depth and, you know, variety to the painting. Going in with my other stencil, and as you can see, I'm just doing it right over the stencil I just put down. It doesn't really, I just want the marks on there, the interesting different patterns and shapes. still using the same sponge and color, just a different stencil. And these will probably be the two stencils that I use throughout the whole painting. This probably won't be the first. I mean, it's the last time I use these stencils in this painting. Because I will, do this again on another layer. And I just added a little bit of water to make it a little bit more transparent. And I'm wanting to stay away from the edges so that it doesn't look like a perfect square pattern. But if it does, I can always, fuss that out or put some different marks there. So even that is what I'm not too worried about. So I'm going to go back in with my bubble wrap, but this time I'm going to use Cerulean Blue. Put paint on there. So I just put the Cerulean Blue on, and I'm just going to do the same thing that I did before. Just kind of roll it around, adding more paint as I need. So I think I need to put a little bit more of the stencil over here because it seems kind of blank compared to the rest. So that's what I'm going to do. Do a little bit on that side. stencil to this upper corner on this side in particular, and then a little bit here, and then I'm going to go back in and break it up again with my cerulean blue, and just kind of basically mesh it together. The next bit of mark making I'm going to do is just sponge with my phthalo blue, and I'm just going to put dots all over. Just randomly everywhere. In no particular order or pattern or rhyme, raisin. Making sure I'm getting it on the sides too. And I'm doing these pretty thin in regards to like the amount of paint I'm putting on, so they're not thick layers, so they won't take very long to dry in between. And acrylic already dries pretty fast, but I'm also doing these pretty thin. I'm not like globbing a bunch of paint and then I'm dabbing it off too, so that there's not just a bunch of globby paint. Don't worry if this looks kind of messy and kind of all over the place. It will be at the end all cohesive and all make sense. You just have to get there. So I think for today this is where I'm gonna leave it for the layers, and then by next Wednesday I'll have another direction to go in. That will be more layers, and I also want to say I may even put more collage on there and different textures, but I did accomplish today what I wanted to. I got the marks down, I got the different textures down, and I'm not sure if it comes through in the video, but you can see the green layers, you can see the unbleached titanium layers, you can see the different patterns from the stencils, and then the dots, and then the bubble wrap or So there's a lot of texture going on, a lot of layers and colors going together, and so I think next week we're gonna brighten it up a little bit and bring in like the brighter greens and the brighter blues, and we may even bring in some whites. Just we'll see how it goes. So thank you so much for joining me for this section of the painting, and I can't wait till we get to the next step and the next layers. And leave a comment below if you're liking what you're seeing so far in this painting, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, what processes I'm doing, and then if you like these videos, be sure to click the like button and subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure you click the bell icon so that you get notified of future videos. And don't forget to tune in next Wednesday to see the next layers of this painting. And as always, I hope you have a creative and amazing day.